Did you know that liquids will literally boil in a vacuum? And that's because the boiling point of a liquid is actually relative to the atmosphere around it. So if you create a vacuum, the boiling point is virtually zero. It's pretty insane. And did you know that if you put a watermelon in a vacuum, it will also explode because it is trying to expand rapidly and then fill the void around it. So with both of these things being said, how are the astronauts in the void of outer space completely fine? How is their suit and their body not rapidly expanding? How is their blood not boiling? This doesn't make any logical sense, especially when you consider the fact that the astronaut suit is virtually like a balloon. If you put a balloon in a vacuum, it rapidly expands and explodes. Now, you could say that the material for the astronaut suit is definitely stronger, but come on guys, they can't even put their shoes on the right way when working at the ISS. So if they have their shoes on backwards, what makes you think that they have the most advanced suits in the world and they're actually in space? Just like how the boot mark on the moon doesn't actually match the spacesuit that they were in when they landed on the moon. That doesn't make any sense. And if you look at the lighting for the moon landing missions, it's also really, really weird. There's different angles. So that means that there are probably spotlights shining on them, not the sun.
When man wants to simulate the heavens, he doesn't build a globe around the audience. He builds a dome and places the lights overhead. That's exactly what a planetarium is. A dome-shaped representation of the sky as it appears from Earth. The Bible describes God placing the sun, moon, and stars in the firmament of heaven. Genesis 1:14-17. From our perspective below, the heavens appear above us, with the lights moving overhead. It's interesting that when people create a model of the heavens, they consistently use a dome over the observer. If the globe model and vast outer space are the true representation of our experience, why is the closest man-made simulation of the heavens always a dome over the observer, rather than a spinning ball viewed from the outside?
This should absolutely shock you. So I do not believe that we've ever gone to the moon. I do not believe that we can leave this ecosystem. I believe that we have parameters as humans that God gave us to where we cannot leave this enclosed system. I believe that we live in somewhat of a dome that would look like this. Most of you have seen this diagram before. I'm about to blow your mind by this correlation that I just found in the book of Genesis. Do you guys remember in Genesis 7:11, it says that in the 600th year of Noah's life, in the second month, the 17th day of the month, the same day were all of the fountains of the great deep broken up and the windows of heaven were open. This is referring to the flood that happened when God flooded the whole entire earth. So stay with me there when it says that God opened up the great deep. Remember that part. Okay, now here's the correlation, guys. That in Genesis 1, it says that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the water. Darkness was over the surface of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. Deep, the deep water. Was obviously water here before, but it was formless and void. And if you fast forward, hold on. And this is in Genesis 6. It says that, and God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water, as above, so below. The great deep water was here, separate that water, put an earth there, and then above it is still the same water that was separated. So God made the vault and separated the water under the vault from the water above it, and so it was called the sky, and there was evening and there was morning. We cannot leave this place because there's water above us that is being held. There's a vault. It's like there's a vault of money. There's the inside. You can't get through the vault. There's a vault that you cannot get through. Vault Hence the reason why they call a vault, because you can't get through it unless it is open by the person with the master key to the vault or the code to the vault, which is God. We cannot open it. So I believe we live in a dome-like structure. There's water above, there's water below, and then during creation, it was all together, and God brought order to where there was chaos. Remember, there was no order. It was formless and void. God brought order and life to that place and separated the waters from the waters. Yes. Think about the sea and how deep it goes and how far it goes. They don't even know because you can't discover it because it's probably endless because it was formless. There was no form to it.
I had somebody respond to my video and say, hey, most Christians believe the earth is a round spinning ball. Do you know why? Because most Christians are ignorant. They've not done any research. They don't know their Bible. Most pastors are ignorant. Most pastors have no clue what the Bible really says. Some actually do, and they're not going to stand up for truth. You know why most pastors aren't going to stand up for truth, for the flat earth? Because they'd lose their job. A pastor makes $70,000 to $100,000 a year. All he has to do is preach like 45 minutes on a Sunday, go to the hospital a few times a week, and do a few, funerals and weddings. That's all he has to do, and he makes a lot of money. He's not going to stand and preach flat earth. The Bible is a flat earth book. Science is a flat earth model. Go do research. Genesis 1, Psalms 19, Joshua 10, the earth is a flat object that does not move. The sun, moon, and stars move above us. Go out in nature. Everything proves flat. Use science and math, and you will see that mountains do not disappear as you drive away from them. Now, it's interesting because I've had thousands and thousands of comments on my videos, people talking about the sphere, the globe. Guess what? No proofs. They only echo what they've heard. They parrot what they were told. They've never done any research. No one has done any research to prove a globe. Stop being lazy and go out and do research. If you're a Christian, start reading your Bible and believing it. Because times might get tough. Your life might get really bad at some point. And you're going to have to stand up for truth. If you can't stand up for truth now and believe the flat earth, you're in big trouble when real persecution comes, when real tough times come. Better do it now. Thanks.
A shocking discovery has come out of the scientific world where astronomers have now determined that outer space is flat. Well, technically they said it could be flat or shaped like a sphere or like a donut, but regardless, this is very groundbreaking news. Unless you're just one of those stubborn Christians who doesn't believe what scientists say and thinks that they're just speculating all this as opposed to observing it. In that case, you might be inclined to believe that the earth is motionless and that it's a level plane and that it's the sun and moon that move and not the earth. David Wardlaw Scott writes about the Christian's love for God's creation when he says, "The true Christian rejoices in the omnipotent power as well as the infinite love of God. The thought strengthens his faith and enables him, in his own weakness, to feel the support of the everlasting arms. He realizes all things are his, for he is Christ, and Christ is God's." 1 Corinthians 3. I want you to know that if you've come to the knowledge that the Bible's cosmology is true, and that the heliocentric system they taught us in school is a hoax, you can find simple joy in this truth alone, and you don't have to go researching every topic under the sun. If you dare declare support for this foundational truth, you are going to get flooded with questions. Hey, you have a picture of the ice wall? How do the tides work? Why isn't down up and up down? What causes the phase of the moon? You're saying that's a lies? I encourage you to stand firm and bear in mind that the Bible's cosmology has always been apparent since the dawn of time, and that the heliocentric system is the one that needs to prove its claims. David Wardlaw Scott writes, "Well would it be for him to leave the vain babblings of science falsely so called, and accept the pure mathematics of the true. It was well said by Dr. Carson years ago, the knowledge of God is the most excellent of all the sciences, for to know him in Christ is life everlasting." John 17:3.
What's going on here? This is a vanishing point. The farther things get in the distance, the closer they appear until they just disappear. You can zoom in. You can actually see farther with help from a camera, binoculars. Why do people who still believe in the globe believe that the vanishing point is actually like above the horizon? Like they point to above the horizon as they actually see it going with the horizon. I do enjoy good conversations, open-minded conversations. I will never stop sharing my experience and learning the earth is flat and being someone who does not want to sit around and have scientific conversations. I hate math. I actually hate math, but it does not mean I am bad at math. You can scream, "You're wrong," all you want. I'm here to help make it easier for those who can see, for those who are awakening, who are awake. It feels so unrelatable not wanting to do those types of conversations. When I came on the app, I actually was really surprised about, well, I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Just with the arrogance, people just jumping down people's throats. They came to put down the law on the spinning globe, that it's happening. When it comes to screaming for help that people are conspiring in such terrible ways, it's so easy to have somebody look at you and say, not everybody is in on it, but they've all had a hand. I don't think each and every person knows the grand plan. If you believe what you're being told about it, even if you couldn't actually go there, you're doing, in your heart, you could tell yourself you're doing it for the right reasons. People are being sold the right reasons, but they're still lying. Who pocketed and pocketed? I chose not to go the prove it route. I'm here for the people who have the eyes to see or want to know what we're seeing and feel safe exploring it. If you've ever contemplated about living in the Matrix and it didn't make you uncomfortable to contemplate that, but you're uncomfortable contemplating a flat realm specifically, it's pretty cool on this side. I think it is really hard for people to get past the gripping irritation and feeling that they get when they hear someone say the earth is flat. It's a threatening feeling. Outer space was made very beautiful and ever hopeful. And I think it feels like a big hug. I can turn on a movie and just for a moment kind of get lost in that intro where it goes into the outer space. And I'm cozying in. Anyways, believe what you see with your own eyes.
Stop talking about the flat earth, and it's not because I'm trying to be crazy out here. Y'all already think I am, because I thought flat earthers were crazy too. I dismissed it my whole life. I was like, I never even tried, y'all. I never even tried looking into it, okay? And so finally, obviously I have, and I woke up today and I looked up in the sky and I was like, God's throne room is right there. He is so much closer than I ever even imagined. I mean, I don't even know where he was. I was just like, oh, he's in a different realm. No, he sits above us. And we're his little footstool. And he loves us so much that, you know, he's literally protecting us from right up above in his throne room. The Bible is undeniably amazing. Amazing doesn't even describe it. And for Bible believing Christians, you're looking at me like this girl's a heretic. Trust me, I thought that in the past too, but my eyes have been wide open now, and just look into it, y'all. Just look into it. Flat earth, globed earth, Satan, demons, aliens, SpaceX, NASA, green screen, Wires. Has it all been an illusion? Like, has Satan literally created a foundation and an illusion that we have fallen for already? There's an illusion that we have already fallen for. Laid out. It's all in front of us. He is building an illusion to masquerade the final illusion. It's all making sense now.
Oh, but did you hear? The government said that the aliens are real, man. They showed us, and they're showing us pictures and all this stuff, so they can't be fallen angels, man. They're aliens. And you Christians, only you Christians, not any other religion, domination, faith, anything like that. No. Just you Christians need to remember and realize that Jesus was a hybrid and he's not real. They're all aliens. Imagine believing the government or anybody in official capacity as they've been lying to you your entire life. Imagine believing these corrupt, evil, murderous, villainous people who delete, remove, and control everything, every outlet we have to share information with people, yet you won't believe a book that's never been wrong. Imagine believing people that have been lying to you your whole life, but not believing a book that's never been proven wrong. Everything the book has said will come to pass, has come to pass, is coming to pass, will come to pass. There are over 77,000 cross-references between the Old and the New Testament. Regardless of who's authoring the book, it is driven and inspired by the Holy Spirit. Imagine believing a people that are so deathly afraid of Jesus, Yeshua, Hamashiach, the Messiah, Christ, so badly that this faith is the only one that they say will be challenged. Listen to me. If the whole world, if a group of people need to come against you, it is because there is power in you. Imagine believing deceit because kneeling a knee, bending a knee, or worshiping God is too much for you. Imagine being that lost.
So Blitz pulled out his lecture notes onto me and tried to teach me from it. While doing so, he proved a flat earth twice.
Is equal to the sine of 60 degrees. Do you understand why it's equal to the sine of 60 degrees?
Degrees off the horizontal, which is not curving, right?
Do you want? Sure, we can pretend the Earth is flat for this example.
You just proved a flat earth.
Yeah, we can pretend that the Earth is flat for this example. Yeah.
You just proved a flat earth.
Yep, I definitely proved the flat Earth.
Why'd you use a flat baseline in your example?
Oh, you don't have to. You can just choose to if you want.
Can you show me the one that doesn't use that then?
Oh, I don't think that you'd understand. Oh, here's the lecture
Oh, yeah,
notes.
cool story. No, show me the one that's spherical. Use a globe. Why'd you use a flat earth?
Hold on, you gotta know the underlying science before we can talk about the actual topic, right?
I have to know that the earth is measured flat in your example to talk about the shape of the earth.
Well, I said that you could use a flat Earth, but you don't have to. You can use whatever shape of the Earth that you want.
Why didn't you use a globe then?
You can.
Use it.
We would say it's X units in the I direction, Y units in the J direction, and Z units in the K direction. Does that make sense?
So X, Y, Z coordinates, is that what you just used?
Yeah. These are Cartesian coordinates.
Welcome to flat Earth. You know that's a flat baseline, right? You know X.
He doesn't even know.
Blitz, you just proved a flat Earth again. You used X, Y, which is a flat plane.
I proved a flat Earth again.
I'm surprised you proved a flat Earth again. Does Z come off X, Y?
Oh, you mean like in standard Cartesian coordinates, is Z coming like perpendicular to X, Y? Absolutely, yeah.
Oh, so off a flat plane then. Yeah, so here we go.
Yeah, in Cartesian coordinates, yeah, absolutely. So did you know that coordinate systems don't actually define the shape of the thing that you're on?
So an X and Y coordinate is not a 2D plane?
They define a 2D plane.
Welcome to flat Earth.
Did you know that you can use X, Y, and Z coordinates to describe position on a sphere?
Go ahead, show it.
Yeah, you can draw a horizontal line out from your eyeball.
So relative to a flat Earth then, Blitz?
No, it doesn't have to be. It's not relative to a flat Earth. It's relative to your eyeball.
Why is it 0 degrees?
Why is what 0 degrees?
The horizontal.
The horizontal relative to what? Angles are relative.
What's the angle of the horizontal, Blitz, relative to 90?
It's 90.
No, what's the horizontal angle relative to 90?
Relative to 90. Relative to a vertical, it's 90. Of course it is.
And what would this degree be?
Relative to the vertical, it'd be 90 degrees.
No, that's 0 degrees.
Relative to what?
Is a protractor here 0 degrees, Blitz?
Relative to the horizontal, yeah.
Oh, so
because it's the same line, so they're overlapping each other.
So flat Earth then.
I literally was trying to school you, and you didn't understand the lecture notes.
You used a flat Earth in your lecture notes.
The lecture notes don't assume anything about the shape of the Earth. This is a hard watch, Angel. I'm gonna let you go, Angel.
The Flat Earth map dates back over 1,000 years. This map is credited to being created by a Persian astronomer. His name was Al-Biruni, and he lived between 973 AD to 1048 AD. It's the official map of the United Nations and also the United States Geological Survey. It used to be present in many places before the creation of NASA and the Antarctic Treaty in 1959. Here you see it with Admiral Byrd. This map has been restored by Dmitry from Russia with suggestions of mine, Eddie Alenkar. Known by my YouTube channel Flat Earth Banjo, I asked Dmitry to include the Bermuda Triangle and Point Nemo, a place deep in the Pacific where NASA buries rockets. Then Robert Tozzi, a professional mapmaker, came along and enhanced the map even more. There are many people now selling this map online, but if you could order it from my online store, I would greatly appreciate it. Visit my online store now and order one of the items. I humbly thank you.